Hello there, my name is Skull. Welcome back to Disco Elysium. We are back here in the main area here in Revatrol, and we've been asked a couple of questions. We're essentially trying to pass time here, and there's a guy over here. Maybe so you could talk with him. Pale driver. The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along to something on her radio. A photograph is clutched in her hand, and there is a warm smile on her face. In the warmth of winter's night's fire, maybe she could give you comfort and shelter, some cigarettes and food money. Maybe she's your grandma. Grandma? Nothing. Her smile just keeps widening. Her hair is grey like lead. No, this one is a monster in disguise. Excuse me, ma'am. I'd like to ask for questions. No response. Wherever this woman is, your words fail to reach her. Well, nothing to do here then, I guess. Let's see, is there anything else, maybe? Yeah, so we kind of spent most of the last episode trying to, like, you know, spending time, see what else we can do, and I think let's actually ask Kim, see what's next on the agenda, maybe. See if there's anything else we got to do.
Yes?
Tell me about the case again. What do you want to know? If we're from different precincts, why are we in the same case by any chance? I'm afraid you and I are in pawns in he considers the phrasing, a pissing competition. His disdain is clear. This man would not use such an expression otherwise. What do you mean? You don't know? His eyes narrow. I assumed you are in on it. You know what I am in on. Retrograde amnesia. Better still than an umbilic cop-off. Cop-off? Is just stupidity. The lieutenant shakes his head. What kind of stupidity? The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinez is part of Jamrock or the industrial harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've let the Union make a mockery of law enforcement here, and now it's come to its natural conclusion. So this is a struggle over who runs Martinez. Well, sort of. It's less of a matter of who gets to police Martinez than who has to. It's an orphan district, in other words. I think the dispatch that just told both our stations about hanging. There was quite the brouhaha 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off. But he leans in. I assure you, I'm not their finest or toughest, but 102 cases solved. What I am is least interested in a pissing competition. So I volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness, on the contrary. So I volunteered to spoil it? Yes, I'm an unrepentant spoilsport. The lieutenant appears pleased with this. And what's special about Martinez? Martinez? Nothing, just a puddle at the end of some drain pipe. No one cares about this place, they care about sports. Most of our colleagues don't even know how to get here. North of the interchange doesn't exist. A tremble comes over you, another after effect of the ethanol poisoning perhaps? Feels like leaves do when they rustle in the breeze somewhere far away, below the turbine. The 47th and 57th, the lieutenant was right. It's not about who gets what's north, it's about who doesn't. I wonder what this says about me, that I was sent by my station? Raise an eyebrow, think it best to let you make the next move. But then there can only be one conclusion. I am the finest case-solving machine sent to outperform you in every way imaginable. A good joke. He doesn't actually think it was a good joke. A joke, of course. Rest assured, I have no intention to compete with you. It's good we set this thing aside. Was there anything else you wanted to ask about the competition? If not, we should move. Okay, enough about the competition then. Tell me something else. Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned. Still be suicide jokes. Why did the 41st send me? Well, we'll leave that for now. Oh.
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
Haven't paid the cafeteria manager for damages yet. We should take care of that then. But I don't have the money. Let's talk to them anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping in the streets. We'll figure something out. Do he finds the situation frustrating? He is doing his best to make you feel any worse than you already do. Yeah, alright. Well, it's best we turn for another. I know I could have chatted with that guy up in there, but I don't think he has anything yet. So for now, we're just gonna have to see what happens in processing and all that. Does the manager?
Can I help you?
So, but the money I owe. Yes, have you got it? I was wondering if you could have come to some sort of arrangement for tonight. Does the arrangement include you paying me what we already agreed you owe me? Kim's about to say something, let's let him do that. He adjusts his glasses. I understand your predicament as a manager. However, I feel I must remind you that we are here to conduct an important investigation that also affects your business. Forgive me for saying this, but your colleague seems more committed to drinking and... He stopped mid-sentence. Shrinks back to a bit under the lieutenant's severe gaze. I mean no offense, it's really nothing personal. I just have to protect the interests of this establishment. Well, hold on, I still have my key, you know. Good luck trying to use it. He taps his foot against a metal box installed on the back of the counter. Draconian measures. All locks have an electrical component. They have to be unlocked down here with a master key before your guest key will open the lock. This conversation isn't going anywhere, is it? Not until you bring me the money. Okay. He turns to you with a heavy sigh. I might have something in my motor carriage we can use when you're done here. I really didn't want to resort to this, the man is thinking. Oh, Lieutenant, we're done here. Alright, well, goodbye. Well, alright, Kim, what do you got? What do you have? What's gonna happen? Inside you see a steering levers, a radio microphone, a pull-out toolbox, and a sub-glow of the fuel feeder gauge. I have something here we could sell. Look in the back, in the suspect transport closure. Transport closure? Regular people just call it the cage. Look in suspect transport enclosure. The cage at the back of the motor carriage looks rather uncomfortable. 4 shiny hubcaps are stacked against the seat. Their silver edges sparkle in the dark. I confiscated these for a little while back. We can take them to the pawn shop down by the Martinez Canal. What are those things? They're spinner hubcaps, frivolous things you put on your wheels. When the wheels come to a stop, he makes a spinning motion with his hand. The caps keep on spinning. There's no real use for them. It's just for vanity. What do you mean you confiscated them? A couple weeks ago I stopped a young man for going slower than the speed of traffic. Turns out he was some coalition official's son, and high. Isn't that corruption? Look at him. I don't know, is it? Lieutenant looks back, stone-faced. I was going to take them as evidence, but they weren't necessary for conviction. He never asked them back. Did you want to put these spinners on your machine? Put the kinema. No, that would be silly. He hesitates. I don't know why I kept them. Doesn't matter. I could put them on the MC anyway. A cop with spinners. That would be outrageous. Yes, outrageously cool. He flashes a smile, barely visible in the dark. Well, I'm sorry you have to sell them because of me. As I said, they're useless anyway. I should have remembered I have these earlier. But thank you. You said something about a pawn shop? Yes, there's one 100 meters south of here. I think it's called Roy's Nest or something. If I'm not mistaken, it should be open late. Items can be pawned at Bird's Nest Roy's appear in the inventory, under the items tab. You can pawn these items when talking to Roy. We're gonna take them, because we need the money and we need a place to sleep anyway, so... Thanks, I appreciate your help. Take the spinners. Lieutenant nods to take the spinners. Just close the door. Hey, so we've been monitoring your internally and now we know your cop type. Wait, there are cop types? Yes, guess what's yours? Cool cop? No, you're the sorry cop. The cop who's the sorriest. Let's make it official then, shall we? Huge lack of enthusiasm going on here. Won't the other cop guys be jealous? What? Jealous of the sorry cop? I think they'll be fine. Don't worry. They'll be super fine. It'll be totally okay. You can dual cop type from sorry to anything. Well, I'm sorry. Took Todd Gaines. Righteous self-critique. Of course you are. It's okay. See if you can get something out of this. Like info, or maybe every time you say you're sorry you get $1 million bucks. And it seems we have a new righteous self-critique. Minus 1 authority, embarrassment of the party, research times 6. We're gonna internalize, I guess. Rigorous self-critique. I mean, we're sorry because, you know, of all the troubles we've been doing. Wow, that's a lot of money. Holy shite. Okay, well, thank you, man. Pay over damage, take spinner, help crystal local pawn shops out of the game. I believe it's over here, maybe? This the place? Okay, what we got? Welcome to the pawn shop. Look at a machine, an antique cash register. Bust of a woman, the black simplicity of day. In dark from projectors rolling away. Mostly military wear with a few more eccentric fashions thrown in. Well, before I investigate that, let's check with this guy.
It's not often that I see officers of the RCM in my pawn shop.
The man at the counter turns to you slowly.
What can I do for you?
He asks. His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop. Sorry, I feel like I'm interrupting you.
Oh no, not at all. I guess I haven't had many customers lately, RCM or otherwise.
He flashes a smile.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travellers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
I like the voice acting of that. This is pretty dope. I have to say, pretty good. Quite the collection. I may have something to add.
It keeps me entertained.
Attention to the draw once more to the play of light and shadow on the walls behind you. He's well composed, but underneath it you sense psychedelic processes bubbling. Some kind of drug, maybe? Entertained? He might be high, if he is on what? Is Roy high? And if he is, then what is he on? Sure, let's see if we can understand. Oh my lord! Okay, he is he definitely is high. Whatever it is, you've probably done it, and many other things besides. But you can't cut through the jumble of sensors to go get the answer. Jeez, the double ones. Okay, guard a man like him wouldn't tell you if he asked out loud. There's something I'd like to sell. Yes, we like to sell these hubcaps. Lieutenant steps and hands him the spinners. Roy takes the hubcaps from Lieutenant, inspects them. The spinners appear incandescent on the dancing lights of his pawn shop. He mobs at the cobalt shimmer and nods. Yes, they are very, very good. Did you defraud some foreign prince for them? Drop a mask banger then? Oh, no matter. I'll give you 200 real. No one was defrauded or jumped, I assure you. The lieutenant explains to the pawnbroker, opens the register and counts the cash. Of course, I meant no offense. 200 real for you, officer. Delightfully doing business with you. Do come again. Thank you. He takes the cash and then turns to you. It's 130 real you need for your bill. Do not waste it. The rest goes in his pocket. The windfall is a small consolation. Anything else you're thinking of selling? Both Lieutenant, the pawnbroker turn to you. I'll check my pockets. This is your pawn menu. Let's sell him. Postcard. This postcard. So let's pawn this postcard. Keep the photo of a couple. We'll keep the pen. There you go. Anything else you're thinking of selling? I'd sell my clothes. I'm not purchasing any more clothing at the moment. He looks you up and down quickly. Suddenly he's fixed gazing on your tie. He steps back on the glass. And especially that tie spawns photons around it. I don't need for necrotic objects. Your mother is a necrotic object. I'm fun. Look at me, sparkling the light of the projector. Okay. I have anything to sell at the moment. Another time, perhaps. Alright, let's see if he's high again. Come on. This is supposed to be easy. There we go. Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light, while the mind continues to race forward. Like you bastard, he's probably on Pyrolon. It's tough to come by on the street. Pyrolon? What's that? A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow. Is it just me, or is it really warm in here? Look around. Just as I said, I try to keep the shop at a comfortable temperature. There's a note of indignation in his voice of interesting. Sorry, there's a note of indignation in his voice interesting. I mumbled there, my bad. The triangle patches on his vest. You have a feeling they mean something. Like they're similar to the halogen rectangle on your jacket. Pointing at his clothes. Say, what's the triangles in your vest? He hesitates. I was with the emergency relief brigade. You know, after the People's Pile disaster. He coughs as if to mark his words. Had to take pyrolidine for radiation sickness. That's what you were hinting at just now, wasn't it? He's taking it for mental, emotional, not physical pain these days. People's Pile? What's that? A bad idea. Some poor leftists build a particle decay generator in hopes of bringing affordable electricity to underserved communities. It malfunctioned. Radioactive waste everywhere. Probably some of it in you, too. Tell me more about this emergency relief brigade you were part of. He points to the white triangle on his orange safety jacket. We were an all-volunteer force, self-organized. Tried to help fire brigades continue to spill. On the patch, gamma radiation lies crossed with a red drop of blood. I lived by the river since I was a small boy. The Esperons didn't have the heart to let it all go to shit without trying to do something to help out. There wasn't much into the volunteer force could do, however. We wasted years in the river mud, years getting sick. He looks at the spiraling light and stops. Must have been tough. Radioactive cleanup. He hesitates. There's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened, and why no one has tried to repair or replace the pile. So much disappointment and early deaths. Cancer mostly. And we knew all that was coming even as we were cleaning up, as best as we could. Whose fault was it that the generator failed? No one's. Everyone's. He sighs and shakes his head. So much bitterness. Yeah, I mean, come on, radiation happened, you know. A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor, hoping for the best. What do you think is going to happen? How'd you end up running a pawn shop? The cleanup happened 15 years ago. I was young then. Later, my second aunt died, left me this shack, and you saw junk in it. So I came to Martinez. People told me, don't go there, it's a shithole. I said, people, we just had a nuclear pile meltdown. I'm gonna get as far from Fallberg as I can. Still in the same city, but... He shrugs. Thank you for telling me. He shrugs. I like theory more than story. Outward movement, not vortices. Yeah, you gotta get in those vortices, my man. No, we're not gonna ask for his medication, quote unquote, even though he's not using it anyway. Actually, By the way, do you happen to have any guns like the ones carried by the opposite distance militia? Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple of days back. What? Sold? Lieutenant shifts from one feet to another. Wait, I sold you my gun? You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Ravager militia. And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off-the-charts photon emissions, the unhealthy kind. He's not telling you the whole story. It seems he's trying to spare you. I feel like there's something you're not telling me. He looks away. You weren't quite yourself, officer. What was I like? Oh, you were very distraught. You said the gun was a threat to your life and that you can't trust yourself with it tonight. And you needed the money. When I said that I don't normally buy firearms, you put the gun barrel in your mouth and sort of sucked on it. Then I agreed to take it. You sucked on a gun? Good, good, very normal. Very normal behavior. You must have been in great shape. Wait, how much did I sell the gun for? 15 real. Wait, what? Lieutenant looks from you to Roy and backs at you. Clearly he hopes the tableau might still turn you out to be a bad dream. It's not though. This has gotten interesting. 15 real for a freaking gun? I mean, okay. I mean, I don't know how much a gun costs nowadays, but that's 15 real seems somewhat cheap, I'd say, for a gun. This has got to be the most. Wow. There's pity there too, in case you didn't notice. I really should have killed myself. Maybe I still will one of these days. Lights rose in his face and glasses. Doesn't know what to say. Was the buyer a policeman too? She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as a pig, which was odd. I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive, but I was just too happy to get rid of it, and of her. Truth be told, she was terrifying. Alright, so let me get this right. The lieutenant turns to you. You sold your sidearm, issued by the citizens' militia, and now a civilian running about the streets of a Martinez with it. Miraculously, his face does not reveal what's happening inside. I don't like it either. What if she intends to commit a crime and blame it on citizens' militia? You're right that she could cast suspicion on the force. We have to find her. He looks around, worried. Any idea where I can find this buyer? My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was coming from or where she went. A needle in a haystack. There is something you can't do about it now. There's nothing you can do about it now. Just have to hope you luck upon her somehow. At least now I know I have lost my sidearm. Let's talk about something else. Conclude. Of course. I want to ask about my missing gun again. Sure thing. Thanks for the review. Let's talk about something else. Sure, man. I have other business to take care of now. So the policeman sold a freaking official, you know, certified given sidearm. He sold it to a pawn shop, which was then bought by a woman who was calling herself pig. This day has gotten worse. I mean, investigation, getting drunk out of our ass. Now we just sold our gun. Okay. Well, you know what? I think this is the best time to take a nap and like sell off the debt we have. Hey there.
Can I help you?
It's about the money I owe. Yes, have you got it? I have your money. He glanced at you suspiciously. Here's your 100 real. Great, thank you for your officer. That's all I wanted. Payment for services rendered. If you could stay here, I just ask that you please pay your nightly bill in advance, starting tomorrow. He takes out his keychain and fiddles with the mechanism behind the counter. The internal lock to your room has been disabled till 21 tomorrow. Find the money for rent and pay. Please pay for each night in advance, starting tomorrow. 20 hours per night. As well. I'll take a room here too. Of course. Takes the money and hands him a keyring. Always happy to have officers from the RCM as guests. Anything else I can do for you? Goodbye. Thank you very much, officer. And we leveled up. We got a point of experience now. We won't really level up yet anything until something comes up. So we're going to head upstairs. Alrighty. This is the door to get to the room you redecorated. Good night, Lieutenant.
Just a moment. We should talk about our progress on the investigation. Let's go out to the balcony.
Alright, let's go. The outside is brisk. The lieutenant is silent for a moment. He listens to the traffic hum, then...
Now then, we should talk about the investigation. But I also feel you're a bit hazy on the RCM. Our role here, our rights, our jurisdiction, basically.
Hey, light cigarette also. Okay. Didn't know you smoked, Kim. I have a cigarette every night when I go over my notes. Something about ritual. Oh man, you look so definitely cool with a cigarette. How'd you get so cool, Kim? The light of a cigarette illuminates a fleeting smile. You mean this? Fix the ashes. This isn't cool. It's an unnecessary trial of will. And unhealthy. Given the habit within the parameters he's given himself takes a lot of focus. It would be easier to simply quit. Yet, were he to quit, he would lose the cool factor. This man relishes his cool quite a bit below it all. I think I might want to pick up smoking. Do you have any more cigarettes? I apologize, but I only brought one with me. I have exactly one cigarette every night while going over my notes. Right then, to the brief. Return to it. Yes, pulls on the cigarette. It's been a long and eventful day. How do you think today went? Well, we inspected the victim's body, so that's good. It was not easily approachable in that state, but we did it. Our inspection could have been more thorough, as it always can, but we have some leads we can follow up on. Then you shot him in the chest, which wasn't ideal, but we did manage to get him down from the tree, so as they say, all's well that ends well. I admit I'm a little out of practice. Being sober also tends to help with precision. Anyway, we performed a field autopsy on the victim. We found some things we can really work with. I feel like we missed something, but it's up to the boys in processing now. We did perform a thorough search of the crime scene. That's great. Now as for the interviews, my list of people to talk here in Martinez, I mean. Takes a deep drag and looks at the city. Initial interviews? Well, yes. Well, we talked to some people. Including Everett Clare, a daunting adversary, if there ever was one. He wasn't particularly forthcoming, but useful information, however. He's a tough cookie, that one. I talked to Joyce Messier, but didn't get any information from her. He frowns. I have a feeling Joyce knows how dangerous the situation really is. We have to get her to talk to us. Above all, though, the day was exhausting. What was all the running? You ran a lot. Is that a sign of Precinct 41 practice? I have a really good theory about why you're running so fast, son. Let's wait until you get up tomorrow. I don't like to waste time, you know. My mind moves fast, the rest has to try to keep up. He nods, thoughtfully tapping his finger on his cigarette. It's impressive, especially for a man your age. And in those heels. Looks at your snakeskin shoes and smiles suddenly. Nice shoes, by the way. I like the green, goes with the orange. So what are our powers exactly? The RCM. They're quite limited, actually. The power officers of the Revolto's Citizens Militia exercise most frequently is imposing fines of up to 1,000 real for offences in accordance with an interdepartmental schedule. 1,000? Why not more? The RCM's primary role is to ensure safety. We're not really supposed to play any part in the economic structure of Revachol. Wouldn't that be an easy power to abuse? Yes, although indirectly, as citizens can always request records from their local station. Officers of the RCM have been known to take bribes of less than the prescription fine amount. He frowns. It undermines trust in the RCM. Okay, what else? We can arrest people, of course, but rather than bringing someone in directly, it's preferable to serve a station call slip. It prevents confusion and overcrowding. Wait, how can we be sure the arrestee will show up? You can't. Those who don't show up become fugitives, though, and have fewer legal rights when they are eventually caught. It's about power projection. Thus far, they seem to mostly show up. I see. And if someone resists? As you may have gathered from the fact that we are expected to carry a record for our kills, like the one in your watermarks, we're permitted to use whatever force is necessary, and strongly admonished not to abuse that power. Wait, so if I kill someone while on duty, you have to have supply of compelling evidence for why it was necessary to use lethal force. In these cases, your partner is usually a witness. Not a good position to be in, by the way. Internal Affairs handles these cases thoroughly by cross-examining you for inconsistencies. it is hard to cover for anyone, which is for the best. What happens to the people we convict? We don't convict. We arrest, send them to coalition government courts in Coron and La Delta. The prosecution works off our testimonies and records, which is why it's paramount to keep them. He taps on his coat pocket where he keeps his notes. And who makes all these rules? Continue. The coalition government and the the coalition government and the moral intern more broadly. The RCM was formed by the coalition government to restore order in the international zone after the revolution. So we did. Now we attempt to maintain that order. No more, no less. His gaze absently fixed on the window below that just went dark. Or, perhaps it's better to say that we are allowed to form. It's a point of contention whether this is the Revachol or the coalition government founded the RCM. Let's say nothing. Silence. A great comment to such a conundrum. The Moral Intern. What is that? The Moralists International are the world's largest political organization. He pulls on a cigarette. You know who they are. They ran this place after the revolution failed. If I didn't know them, how would you describe them? They're a union of center-left and center-right parties across the rail belt. Our coalition government is just one of its many projects. They also run the ICP, EPIS, most intergovernmental organizations in the world. What do they believe in? What do they believe in? They are the Dolorians. They have belief they continue the humanist project set forward by Her Innocence Dolores Day 4 centuries ago. Others say they're just technocrats. What is their symbol? Interesting question. It's a blue forget-me-not. Their motto is love, compassion, self-discipline. I think you can gauge what they want. You think of them from that. Something ominous. Something even a little feminine, but in a strict manner. Something like the dark blue, serious color of the early night sky above. Who was Dolores Day? A historic figure, the author of the modern age? He thinks. You have to look elsewhere for opinions. The subject of humanism is too abstract for me. For you, she is something painful, though it's hard to say why. What do you think of them? The moral intern are fact. I try not to have opinions on facts until they change, and he looks at the city below. It doesn't look like that's about to happen. It's more than that. There's some kind of affection in them. You like them, moral intern? Yes, I did when I was younger. In my 20s, I considered myself a moralist. A blue forget-me-not, a piece of the sky, he quotes. They're not all that bad. But the years have changed that. I don't know what I believe in now, he thinks and changes his mind. No, I believe in the RCM. That's enough for me. Well, I have an opinion on the moral intern. Do you? Lieutenant arches his eyebrow, then pulls on a cigarette. It's a slim white thing in his fingers. I don't think we have an opinion yet. I don't know them much, so I think on second thought I don't have an opinion. Forget about it. What kind of police officer? He nods, light smile. Then looks at the roundabout. Lights of the orphan district are reflected in his glasses. The red golden orbs of the motorway sliding like pearls on the steering, from east to west, as river patrol communities back to the suburbs. Tomorrow is Tuesday. Monday is over. Say nothing. Just look into the night. The dying lights of the city shimmer below. Slowly, like luminous clouds, they pass on his lenses. Lieutenant looks at his slim cigarette, contemplating the next drag. This soldier is the highlight of the day for me, he thinks. This little stick right here. Finally, he pulls on a cigarette and says, They really don't like us here, and the mouth on that kid Kuno is different inland, Jamrock and the GRAH. Why are they like this? It's our fault for leaving this place to the dogs, to the Union, to the company. Not daring to come here more often. It's like I told you, this place is an orphan, fallen between the cracks. And Jamrock and the GRAH? He looks at the dark silhouette of the equestrian monument cutting it into the night sky and says, We run the city. West of the river is our CM land. It's incredibly hard, human beings are. He shakes his head. But we are in control, and it's worth it. The organization works, our system works. If they didn't, the city would disintegrate. I hope our organization will help improve the situation here. At least do some good. Me too, he says quietly. But I wouldn't count on any drastic changes in our lifetimes. He's very tired, but the dark circles under his eyes make him look younger, not older. Thank you for this. Yeah, it's getting very cold now. Let's go. Puts out stub on a cigarette and looks at the door. Okay guys, I think we're going to end the episode here right before we're going to take a nap. Hope you guys enjoyed the video for today. If you did, please give it a like, comment down below if you have curious questions, and subscribe to the channel. Until then, I'll catch you guys hopefully later in the next episode. See you there.